Hello, welcome to yet another video on Acharya Nidana Academy. Today I am going to discuss the concept of ama. Before going to the concept of ama, we are going to discuss some of the concepts which are necessary to learn any of the Ayurveda subject. First one, if the physics, chemistry and biology and we are knowing very well, and the concepts of Ayurveda we are knowing very well, then any of the concepts that are being mentioned in Ayurveda that can be discussed in a deeper understanding. Second, we have to practice the concept of minimalism. Minimalism refers to one particular small topic. It has to be learned from the multiple angles, from the physics point of view, from the physiology point of view, from the Ayurveda point of view, like that. So we are going to learn from the multiple angles, then we are going to have a deeper understanding of that particular topic. So that means we are going nothing but we are going to do the brainstorming session of that particular topic. Third, so if we are knowing the Kriya Sharira subject very well, then the learning the Roga Nidana will be very easier. And if we know about the concept of the Nidana, Roga Nidana well, then we can learn the principles told in Kaya Chikitsa very nicely. And fourth major concept, that is we are going to do or we are not going to have any compromise in the uh, Ayurveda fundamentals while discussing about this particular uh, topics in the small videos. So Ayurveda says Rogaha sarvepi mandayagnav. So that means the most of the diseases they happen because of the improper digestion, that is improper digestive fire. So here there is a particular image which depicts the human body. So that means we have, for this you need to know, look into my first video that is being posted in the Acharya Nidana Academy, which basically discusses about this only. Human body can be divided into 4 different compartments: alimentary canal compartment, intravascular compartment, interstitial compartment, intracellular compartment. So all these are actually considered to be the depictions of human body itself. So the Ayurveda says Rogaha sarvepi mandegno. So that means any the disease manifestation starts because of the dysfunction in this particular gastrointestinal compartment. So before going into this particular word meaning of this ama, we need to know about the transit time. What is this particular transit time? Transit time is nothing but the time taken for the food to move from one particular place to other place. So here in the mouth, when you think about, the transit time will be 2 to 3 minutes. Because of the ingestion, the person will be doing the mastication and properly, and after that he will be swallowing. This may be taking place. This may the time period totally taken will be 1 to 3 minutes. In the esophagus, these swallowed substance that will move to the stomach within seconds. There is no much digestion is taking place in the esophagus. In the stomach, the food may remain for a period of almost 2 hours. So after that, so 2 hours the food starts to enter into small intestine, duodenum. So in the small intestine, the food may move from small intestine to large intestine. It may take around 6 hours. And in the large intestine, the food may remain for a period of 1 to 2 days. This is what is considered to be transit time. In the mouth, 2 to 3 minutes. In the esophagus, within seconds. In the stomach, nearly around 2 hours. In the small intestine, 6 hours. And in the large intestine, 1 to 2 days. Each of these are having particular function. For example, mouth, proper, what do you say, that the macromolecules will be converted into intermediate molecules, or the part of that may be micromolecules because of the presence of the salivary enzyme. In the esophagus, that is not have any major function, only nothing but the transportation from the mouth to stomach. In the stomach, so there will be the presence of hydrochloric acid, pepsinogen, etc. So the ingested food will be remaining converted into intermediate molecules. Whereas in the small intestine, it may be the proper conversion of macromolecules as well intermediate molecules into micromolecules. And in the small intestine itself, there will be the absorption of micromolecules also take place. In the large intestine, there will be the absorption of water electrolytes and some of the micro molecules will be taking place in the large intestine. So when you think of this, this is actually responsible for the transport of these absorbed substances from the stomach, small intestine, large intestine into the intravascular compartment. And intravascular compartment that will be moving into the portal circulation. From there it will be entering into liver. From there it will be entering into heart via hepatic veins and inferior vena cava. From there it will be entering into the heart and then into aorta and then into general circulation. This is what is considered to be intravascular compartment. And from the capillaries, so this will be moving into the interstitial compartment, which is having multiple cells, and from this particular interstitial space or interstitial compartment, the nutrients that will be moving into the cells, that is what is considered to be intracellular compartment. So when you think of the person who is suffering from, or if a person is doing three main abnormal diet patterns, that is adhyasana, vishamashana and samashana. What is this? Adhyasana means what? Adhyasana means before the digestion of the previously ingested meal, the person will be taking the food substances. That is adhyasana. Whereas vishamashana, so that is two major criteria has to be fulfilled to say it's vishamashana. There should be abnormal content, that is the abnormal amount of the food substance intake, and the timing. In the sense, in the amount as such, the person, sometimes the person is taking huge amount of food, the person will be taking sometimes less amount of food. In terms of timing, the person will be taking the lunch, for example, at around 11 o'clock am, and sometimes he may take the lunch around 3 am, 3 pm. This is what is considered. There will be no much specific time period or the specific amount where the person will be having the consumption of food, that is vishamashana. And samashana, where the person will be taking the wholesome as well as unwholesome food substance at a particular time, that is samashana. Let us take the adhyasana itself. So if the person is taking the food substances before the digestion of the previously ingested meal, what actually happens is that is responsible for the stasis of the food in the stomach for much more time. When that is happening much more time, there are two mechanisms that may be happening. One, that is poor hydrochloric acid function. Because of the poor hydrochloric acid, so there will be no activation of pepsinogen. It is being said that pepsinogen will be converted into pepsin when the pH will be remaining at around 1.8 to 3.5. When the person is doing the adhyasana, this particular pH will be much more than 3.8, 3.5. In that particular situation, what happens? There will be the lack of activation of pepsinogen. So that means whatever these macromolecules that are entering into this particular stomach, they are not converted into micromolecules, intermediate molecules, they will not be happening. In that particular situation, what actually happens is these macromolecules, they remain in contact with the gastric mucosa for much longer time, which becomes an area where there will be increased, what do you say, the infection may take place. Increased infection in the sense that is responsible for the gastric mucosal damage. When there is gastric mucosal damage, so these macromolecules or intermediate molecules directly enter into the bloodstream. As the size of the molecules are larger, they are not in a position to absorb into the liver. Hepatic circulation, they may not enter. They will be entering into the lymphatic system. From there, thoracic duct. From there, the junction between the left internal jugular vein and subclavian vein. From there, superior vena cava. From there, heart. Then into the general circulation. Like that, this will be happening in cases of, what do you say, that the person who is doing the adhyasana. So as that is being mentioned, if there is the micromolecules absorption into the intravascular compartment, so that will be entering into the general circulation via hepatobiliary system. If the size of the molecules is intermediate or larger, then these molecules are not entering into the general circulation via liver, that will be entering into the general circulation via lymphatic system. And second major thing that you need to remember in terms of the micromolecules, intermediate and macromolecules, the intermediate molecules, macromolecules, they are usually heavier in nature. Because of that, they usually move near to the wall of the blood vessel, whereas the micromolecules, as they are lighter in weight, they are usually going in the middle of the blood vessel. That can happen even to the arteries, veins, as well as capillaries also. So in that particular sense, whatever may be the substance, they are considered to be macromolecules, whether they are present in the alimentary canal or whether they are present in the intravascular compartment, which in turn results in the damage to the capillary mucosa. Thereby they enter into the interstitial compartment, and from there it may enter into the intracellular compartment. All these are considered to be the ama. So the take home message will be, ama is an indigested material which can be seen in either in the alimentary canal. So usually this will be observed in the stomach, small intestine, and to some extent large intestine also. Intravascular compartment, interstitial compartment, or intracellular compartment. This ama may be observed in either one of the compartments or any two compartments or any three compartments or all the four compartments. Ama can be observed depending upon that particular nature. If it is localized, it is very easy to treat. If it is widespread, that means present in 2, 3 or all the 4 compartments, then it is very difficult to give the appropriate treatment there. Second point, as such, heavier molecules usually enter into the intravascular compartment via lymphatic system, whereas lighter molecules, whether it may be digested or partially digested, that will be entering into the intravascular compartment via portal circulation or otherwise hepatic system. And third major point that we need to take, that is heavier molecules, they usually move near the periphery of the vessel, whereas lighter molecules, they move in the center of the vessel. This you can see even in the agricultural field, where the proper channels are being made. The channels usually they are having the mud, they usually remain at the periphery, and water portion that will be moving in the center. So that's how the heavier molecules, maybe the macromolecules or intermediate molecules of any sort, arising out of the improper digestion and assimilation, that is being termed as ama. So this is the description that I would like to provide you today. Tell me what are the major key takeaways from you, and what is the main topic that you would like to have a discussion in the coming videos. And if you like this particular video, then share this particular video to the maximum number of people who are actually the true Ayurveda learners. Thank you.